Alright, this is video 3. What is life? The chemicals of life. The cells of all living things are composed of chemicals. The most abundant chemical in cells is water. I bet you could have figured that out since you drink water all the time. A lot of foods you eat have water. You sweat. So water makes up a lot of your body. Other chemicals called carbohydrates are a cell's energy source. So when you eat breads and grains and fruits and vegetables, those are all made of carbohydrates and you get energy from them. Two other chemicals, proteins and lipids, are the building materials of cells, much like wood and bricks are the building materials of houses. Finally, nucleic acids are the genetic material, the chemical instructions that direct the cell's activities. You'll learn about the nucleus and how the nucleus is filled with this nucleic acid, which is the genetic material. Energy use. Notice, by the way, the purple writing is a subheading, so make sure you include it as a subheading. Make it stand out. The cells of organisms use energy to do what living things must do, such as grow and repair injured parts. An organism's cells are always hard at work. For example, as you read this paragraph, not only are your eye and brain cells busy, but most of your other cells are working too. The cells of your stomach and intestine are digesting food. Your blood cells are moving chemicals around your body. If you've hurt yourself, some of your cells are repairing the damage. Growth and development. Another characteristic of living things is that they grow and develop. Growth is the process of becoming larger. So think about this. You're not just 5-foot tall babies. You have changed a lot since you were a baby. So you didn't just grow bigger. You've developed too. So let's look at development. Development is the process of change that occurs during an organism's life to produce a more complex organism. To grow and develop, organisms use energy to create new cells. Look at the illustration below to see how an acorn develops as it grows into an oak tree. So going back to you as an example, when you were a baby, you had a head that seemed to be too big for your body, these little stubby arms and legs, but you grew to be larger, but you also developed and your body changed. So if you look at this diagram, you can see how this acorn, single seed, grows into this enormous tree. Growth and development. Over time, a tiny acorn develops into a giant oak tree. A great deal of energy is needed to produce the trillions of cells that make up the body of an oak tree. Comparing and contrasting. In what way does the seedling resemble the oak tree? In what ways is it different? So if you take a look at this, you might notice the seedling is, well, it's got some brown color. And I'll just give you some information here. It's made up of plant cells, and so is the big oak tree. It also has the same genetic material as the oak tree. That comes later. It's different because there's no green. It's much smaller. It's just a very different looking part of the organism. You may argue that some non-living things grow and change as they age. For example, a pickup truck rusts as it ages. Icicles grow longer as more water freezes on their tips. But pickup trucks and icicles do not use energy to change and grow. They also don't become more complex over time. Response to surroundings. If you've ever seen a plant in a sunny window, you may have observed that the plant's stems have bent so that the leaves face the sun. Like a plant bending toward the light, all organisms react to changes in their environment. A change in an organism's surroundings that causes the organism to react is called a stimulus, plural stimuli. Stimuli include changes in temperature, light, sound, and other factors. An organism reacts to a stimulus with a response, an action or change in behavior. For example, has someone ever leapt out at you from behind a door? If so, it's likely that you jumped or screamed. Your friend's sudden motion was the stimulus that caused your startled response. Non-living things, such as rocks, do not react to stimuli as living things do. By the way, the plant growing toward the sunlight is called phototropism. Last one here. Reproduction. Another characteristic of organisms is the ability to reproduce, or produce offspring that are similar to the parents. Robins lay eggs that develop into young robins that closely resemble their parents. Sunflowers produce seeds that develop into sunflower plants, which in turn make more seeds. Bacteria produce other bacteria exactly like themselves.